a noted Swiss psychologist once said, "One looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teacher, but with gratitude to those who touched human feelings." The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and soul of a child. Teachers have many responsibilities to their students. Yes, they are educators, crafting lessons, giving instruction, and administering assessments, but they are also communicators for God and promote God's love and compassion for children. As someone who has taught for 9 years, I would like to share what I have learned. I started out focusing so much on the curriculum I had to teach, but I quickly realized how much more I was teaching my students every day through my actions. Teachers help students reach their God-given potential by differentiating their instruction to meet all learners' needs, creating a classroom environment that emphasizes respect, and serving as a Christian role model. I'm going to share with you ways that teachers affect their student lives, whether in private or public school. First, teachers spend significant time differentiating their instruction for students and making sure they all reach their potential. Next, teachers spend a lot of time before school even starts setting up a classroom environment that is all-inclusive. Finally, teachers are role models for students. What do you remember from your own elementary, middle school, or high school? Chances are you had at least one teacher that you remember in particular. What did that teacher do to make you remember him or her? Hopefully you had at least one teacher who touched your life because he or she was a positive force in the classroom. The first way teachers advance God's love and compassion for others is by differentiating their instruction to meet all learners' needs. Some students have different needs than others. In some way, they are considered exceptional. They might need extra help because of a developmental disability, or they might need a challenge because they are gifted or talented. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in the 2013-14 school year, the number of children and youth ages 3 to 21 receiving special education services was 6.5 million, or about 13% of all public school students. While there are many supports for teachers to help these students, the teachers in the classrooms are the ones who need to make sure the students are getting the quality of education and care they deserve. Beth Ackerman, author of Differentiated Instruction for Christian Educators, provides ample scripture references to help us understand how reaching all students, to include exceptional students, shows Christian love and compassion for others. First, she references how the Great Commission calls for us to reach all people, which in the classroom means our diverse and struggling learners. Ackerman also points out that in Matthew chapter 24, verse 3, Jesus points to the scribes and Pharisees who tie up heavy, cumbersome loads and puts them on other people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. Our goals as teachers is to show love and compassion as we help our exceptional students work through their burdens rather than adding to their burdens. Instruction is only one way teachers affect their students. The second way teachers affect God's love and compassion for others is by creating a classroom environment that emphasizes respect. One of the basic means of classroom management is that teachers create classroom rules. Examples of common rules are: come prepared for class, follow directions, raise your hand, wait your turn, or the ever popular, keep your hands and feet to yourself. Most classroom rules center on the idea of treating yourself, your peers, and your teacher with respect. By creating rules, usually cooperatively as a class, teachers instill the basic principles of respect in their students, which in turn leads to love and compassion for others. In addition to making sure students show respect for each other, teachers can make sure they show respect for their students, which is equally important. Carl Ann Tomlinson, in an article for the Association for the Supervision and Curriculum Development, writes, "Young people are dignified and strengthened by adult respect. Teachers who show respect for the students by listening to what they have to say, taking them seriously, and responding to them appropriately show love and respect and compassion for others." Finally, Romans chapter 12, verse 10 commands, "Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves." By setting up classroom rules centered on respect, teachers are advancing the love and compassion God values. Teachers are adults with whom students spend most of their time second to their parents. In this time, teachers advance God's love and compassion for others by serving as a Christian role model. Most teachers spend 6 to 8 hours in school per day, 180 days a year. That is 1,080 to 1,440 hours a year with their teachers serving as role models for them. There are many examples of teachers serving as role models who have inspired students. One of them is Ron Clark, who is renowned for his story. Although he had a good job in his North Carolina hometown, he felt compelled to go to New York City to teach lower socioeconomic students. Despite the entrenched poor attitudes of his students, he was able to inspire them through his relentless optimism to improve their grades and overcome their circumstances. While not every teacher reaches Ron Clark's level of fame, everyday teachers are reaching out to students and serving as role models for them. From my personal experience, I know that students look to my behavior, my attitude, and my reactions for guidance. There are many ways that teachers affect students and show love and compassion for them. And three significant ways are they differentiate their instruction to meet all learners' needs, they create a classroom environment that emphasizes respect, and they serve as a Christian role model. I would like to conclude by urging teachers to remember how much of an influence they have on their students and to keep in mind that God values the love and compassion that we are showing to them. Thank you very much.